people like when they can hear like the little things, you know, like it's whispering.
The people voted me. They said they wanted
Because
it to
that
be
the
more
way you
casual.
explained it.
What? In detail?
No, you explained it to either super strict or White Claw.
Well, yeah.
You can't say White Claw. They're all gonna vote White Claw.
Well, we could have White Claw with it being...
You didn't say that though, so everybody just said, I want White Claw.
Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided last minute for today's video, I'm gonna do a Q&A with Adam. So I asked you guys on Instagram on a post to ask us some questions, and so we're just gonna jump right into it. So the first question is, if one day YouTube doesn't work out anymore for you, do you have a backup plan financially, or with Adam's money, would it be enough to maintain your lifestyle? Well, I think on Instagram, like if YouTube were to go away, I would make enough on Instagram as it is to be fine.
Yeah, but your lifestyle would change.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, your income would be reduced.
I would just do more on Instagram.
I guess, but
I do majority of my work on YouTube, but if YouTube were to die out, I would focus more on Instagram. Right now, I don't really focus too much on Instagram. I don't do any sponsored posts on Instagram other than stories. But I would just focus more on that platform. But
I don't think YouTube's going anywhere. I think everything around YouTube is changing, but at the end of the day, I think it's always going to be there, or something equivalent to YouTube will always be there. So I'm not too worried about that.
We're not really worried about it. If you build your dream house, what are some of your must-haves? Definitely, okay, we just gave the kids a bath. Definitely a big kids bathroom is like my top three.
Too tight.
It is, you guys, I've seen it. It's very crammed, and I'm always like walking all over everyone, and it's like I get so frustrated because I always like hit my foot on the stools, and it's so annoying. So definitely a big kids bathroom, and then more rooms, because the main reason why we're wanting to move and build is because we want to be able to have our families over for holidays. Right now we don't have any other guest rooms available. There's just not enough space in this home that we're in now to do that, to have both of our families, even like 1 or 2 people over at a time. It's very crammed, and so that's the main reason why we want to move. So I think adding more bedrooms, definitely at least 1 extra bedroom would be preferred.
I think it'd be good to have 5 bedrooms,
plus an office. And I'm like, I want to have my own gym in like the garage, so 3 stalls would be cool. We have 2 vehicles, so 2 vehicles in the other 2 stalls, and then the other stall will be a gym, right? I don't care, babe. Whatever you want.
Yes.
Anything else? We
We
definitely want more land.
Yeah, big backyard. Like a basketball hoop would be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just more like a bigger, spacious backyard. We definitely want like at least an acre. So, yeah. Okay, the next question is, how often do y'all get noticed when you're out in public? So, if I don't get noticed when I'm out in public, I'll at least get a DM from someone saying that they saw me. I don't know if it's because I don't look approachable or what, or if it's because I'm with my kids and I look like I have my hands full, which I probably do a lot of the time. But I either get noticed at least like once or twice a week, usually in Target. But if I don't get someone coming up to me, I usually always get a DM from someone like 5 minutes later. Hey, I think I saw you in Target, or pulling into your car, or checking out or something. So Adam has been getting seen a lot more frequently.
I don't understand. Hey, if you're watching this and you see us, just say hi, because I feel like it's
the best part of our job. I love getting to meet you guys in person and getting to know who you are, and just putting a face with the name and getting to hug you guys. It's like my favorite thing. Yeah,
like, don't hug me. Well, I mean, hug me. I you can hug me if you want, but like, don't like say, hey, I saw you at the gym. Like, just say hi. I mean, I'm at the gym a lot.
Yeah, so. I know. Okay, let's see the next question.
Get lit.
I don't know who brings in more income, but regardless, how does the person not bringing in the most income not feel guilty? I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I know my job is hard, but my husband works out of town all week and he provides the income. I'm always feeling like I'm not doing enough providing for our family. You guys always seem to work well together, so well on everything that you do, sharing housework, kids, etc. So when we first got married, Adam was the sole provider, and I never really had guilt then. I mean, I guess I did a little bit, but we have we've both been in that position, I think.
Yeah, it's been like flip-flop now, like the first 4 years or whatever I was providing, and now I'm freeloading off her. You know what? I'm totally cool with it. It's kind of like...
Do you feel guilty now? I mean, he is still bringing in an income.
That's the thing, is like I'm still doing something, and I think if you're out there feeling guilty, I think it's just important to find your value. So if you're like a stay-at-home mom, you're actually doing more than you think. Like, you're actually providing something for the family. So I wouldn't feel guilty about that. Yeah, it's the hardest job in
the entire world.
Like, I'm going to college.
And now that you're home more, you know what it's like to
it's fun times.
Be home with the kids. It's a lot of work. But if he wasn't going to school and he was literally just like staying home, I would probably be like, what the heck are you doing? But he's going to school and like, yeah.
I'm still doing like the accounting stuff too.
Yeah, he does a lot of like my back end work. And so he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He goes to school. He still collects an income from the military. So he's still providing for our family, and going to school and getting an education at the same time. So I'm very proud of him, and I don't feel like I want him to be doing more at all.
Like, being a stay-at-home mom is probably harder than, I don't know, being a Marine in most cases. Like, I mean, it's so undervalued, I think, in today's society, and I think you need to understand that what you're doing is really important. So
to hear that from Adam, that's huge. So
Dave,
you're doing a great job.
You gonna cry?
No. Okay, what's the timeline on your next home? Is it a builder home, or will it be buying land and hiring your own construction team? What are your must-haves for the next house? We already answered the last question, but you can answer.
So we're gonna build for sure from the ground up. We're planning on buying an acre within the next year. So within 12 months, we should be able to buy the land, start the home building process, and
you think within the next 12 months?
Yeah.
I was thinking within the next like 4 or 5.
Ooh, yeah, about that.
What?
I'm at 12 months is a nice gap, you know? It's a nice gap.
Why would you say 12 months?
I said within.
Within 12 months. We're thinking you can be a little more specific.
I'm not really big on specifics. It's kind of like when she's like, when do you want to have another baby? I'm like, within 7 years.
Okay, but it's not like in a year we plan on buying land. We plan on buying land within the next
I mean, I don't want to tell them all of our secrets. They'll snatch the land up right from underneath of us.
We plan on buying land soon.
Within the next 12
building,
years.
Hopefully, our home would be finished within the next year and a half at the most.
There we go.
So,
now we're talking.
That's what they want to know, babe. They don't want to know like gauges. Okay, well, of course my battery was dying, and the other battery that we have on hand was also dead, so we had to charge it for a little bit. Hopefully it will sustain the rest of this video, but sorry if the lighting looks a little bit different. Okay, the next question is, have you ever had a drug relapse, or when things get hard, think about it? I know it affects a person's life forever. So I feel like for me, I have a pretty unique case with my addiction. I feel like I'm at a place in my life right now where I just have way too much to lose, so it like never crosses my mind ever. I feel like I'm way too preoccupied with other things, with my family, with my job, just with so many things, so it truly never crosses my mind, but I know for a lot of people it does. I'm just not your typical like recovery addict. So I'm very grateful for that, because I feel like hadn't I met Adam and be where I'm at today, my life would look a lot different. But I truly believe that God had a better plan for me all along, and this is where I'm meant to be. And so yeah, I'm very grateful for that and for my life today. But no, I haven't ever had a relapse, to answer your question. Someone asked,
Ooh, that's a good blooper.
Beep.
Put it in there. You gonna put it in there?
Sure, man. Yes. Okay, someone asked if we were pregnant before we got married. No shame, because I was the same. So technically, we were pregnant before we got married, but unfortunately we did have a miscarriage, and then got pregnant literally the month after we miscarried with Bailey. Yeah, we got pregnant, and then we once we found out we were pregnant, we talked about getting married, and we were so excited. We picked out a name for this baby and everything. Adam was like over the moon, and we were just like on cloud nine, like super excited to start a family, because we both knew that each other was the one. We knew we were gonna get married eventually. So yeah, we were really excited, and then I miscarried at 5.5 weeks, and it was really devastating for both of us. I think more so for Adam. I don't know if it was because he like witnessed me actually going through it. It was really difficult on both of us, but
yeah, it's just it's like such a sad thing, and as a guy, you can't like understand what your significant other is going through, but
he
it's
was
like
in denial for the longest time.
It's really hard to cope with the emotions that are going through your head, because obviously she was feeling, I feel like she was feeling way worse emotions than I was, and I couldn't imagine what that was like. So it's super hard to understand or explain how to cope with something like that, because like you're going through the same thing, but like in different ways, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, we both cope very differently, obviously. I'm very emotional and empathetic and all the above, and Adam,
I'm really emotional.
Not at all.
I did cry.
Yeah, he did cry. But he was in denial for the longest time about it, until he actually we actually met with a doctor, and he told him to his face, like, this baby isn't gonna make it. And that's when I think when it finally clicked. But like, I told him my symptoms and everything, and just like how I was feeling, and I knew it was happening, and I would tell him, and he was in denial for a long time. But yeah, we were pregnant before we got married, and then after all of that, we realized like we still wanted to have a family early on, and so we got pregnant literally the next month with Bailey. I miscarried in March, and I conceived her, or I miscarried in February and conceived her in March, or miscarried in March and conceived her in February or April. I can't remember. If she was born in January, you guys do the math, I don't remember. But anyways, we're gonna move on from that question. Next question, this is a good one. What would you do if one or all of your kids absolutely wanted no part of YouTube? With social media being so accessible to kids, what if they didn't want classmates or friends to see them online? Hope that's not gonna be the case, because your family is adorable. Thank you. We would respect that. I feel like now my channel isn't completely kid focused. I feel like it's mostly just my life and how my life is as a mom. I show the kids here and there, but they're not a huge part of my channel as it is. So I don't think it would change too much, and we would just have to respect that.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's not, the primary focus isn't the kids, it's more the moms, or I guess the parents, trying to understand like the perspective of a parent.
Yeah.
What can
I mean,
you
when
expect?
I'm watching other mom vloggers, I'm more interested in like how the mom is doing her day, and like, I don't know, hopefully that makes sense, because when I'm watching other channels like mine and they show their kids, I'm not really that interested in what the kids are doing. I'm more interested in what the mom is doing. So I feel like that's how my channel is for the most part. I just film what I enjoy watching, and I don't really enjoy watching the kids a lot. That's just my personal preference. So I tend to stray away from showing too much of the kids, not because I want to respect their privacy. I mean, I do, but that's not why I don't show them. I feel like I don't show them because I don't enjoy watching that myself. So, and I do here and there, but that's not like the sole focus of my channel. So I don't think it would affect it too much. If Bailey came to me and was like, I don't want to be on camera anymore, I would just have to respect that, and just, I don't think
I find Like, I don't think she's gonna say that because Bailey likes to be on
Bailey loves being on camera.
It's obviously important that they're like heard and their input's important. So if, like, they don't like it, then yeah, we cut back on showing them. So.
Okay, another question. Since you don't show when your kids have meltdowns or tantrums, how do you deal with them when they go through it? Any tips? Well, we handle tantrums differently. Adam has like 0 patience.
I feel like
I have all the patience in the world, but obviously I get to a point where I do snap, and it takes a lot, but usually I just try to distract, and usually that works. And I tried to tell Adam this when I was at Hillary's over the weekend, this was like last weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he texted me and he was having a really hard time with Shay, and I just told him, yeah. I feel like distracting always works, and if it doesn't, then you just have to ignore them, and then eventually they come around. I know, like, the screaming and the throwing a fit is hard to ignore, but the more you give it attention, the more they react. So,
like Dr. Phil says, you know what he says?
What does he say, babe?
Don't reward negative behavior.
So how do you deal with it?
I suck at it. Let's be honest, everybody. Like, we're not perfect parents. You know, what you see kind of is what you get. But
we don't show that part on camera, so I feel like they're interested in like how we deal with it, because it's an everyday, like every 10-minute kind of thing.
Yeah, but people, you can't show that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah,
that's
I'm sure they respect that. They just want to know like how we.
No, that's like parenting stuff that I don't know. I just feel like it's personal.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't know. I'm not very good at it, to be honest with you. I'm serious.
You don't have any tips?
I'm not. No, my tips. I do tips. We're doing tips. All right.
Well, they were asking for tips on
well, like the whole timeout thing, you know, I've done it probably about 5,000 times.
It works for Bailey. It doesn't work for Shay. Grayson's too young right now.
Yes, Grayson, go to time. That's not gonna work. I don't know.
Bailey is really easy to
I think
distract.
Well, I think I talked to. I think it was what's your name? Jules? Is that what she calls herself?
Who?
Juliana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her. I told her that I think it was important to talk to someone who is not emotionally attached to the situation for advice. So, like, I would reach out to my mom or something. Like, hey, Mom, this is happening. What would you do if I was doing this kind of thing? So I think if maybe you're stressed out, even sometimes talking to Tara about it might not be the best idea, because, like, she's also emotionally attached to the kids. Like, have someone who's unbiased give advice, and like it offers a different perspective too, because we kind of do the same thing over and over and over again, and having a fresh person give advice might provide like insight on new ideas and stuff. So
good idea, babe.
Maybe I should practice that, huh?
Did you text your mom when I was gone?
I should have. I love you, Mom.
Okay, this question's gonna be for you, babe. My husband is getting out of the Marines in 3 months. We will be moving to a totally different state that neither of us have lived before. It's going to be a huge change from learning the civilian world to moving to a new area. Any advice on going through this and prepping for it would be so appreciated.
When are they moving?
In 3 months, he's getting out.
Well, I hope by now you've gone to like your separation classes, because getting a resume, jobs application submitted, and or college applications, securing some type of income when you move over there is important. Like us, I would have never gotten out of the military if I didn't have this supplemental income to fall on to, like, when we got out. So that was nice, and I think it's important when you transition out that you have something, especially as a family, to have to fall on to, whether it be some type of benefit that the military provides, like the GI Bill, or a guaranteed job that you can slip right on into right when you get out. Because that's what I did. Like, I had a job lined up, interview ready to roll, you know, the day after I moved, basically. I went down there and I had a job. So that's super important. It's good because it allows like your family not to be stressed out about money, but it also gives you something to do immediately when you get out. It kind of helps you acclimate to the new environment of being a civilian again instead of being in the military. So.
What advice would you give them for moving to a new state that they've never lived in before?
I mean, that's what we did, and it was, if the opportunity is available, you should definitely visit before you move there.
Yeah,
that's what we did. We visited before, and like you can literally use Google Maps and like roll around.
I think you have to figure out what your priorities are or your top like must-haves when you're moving. Like for us, it was schools, like weather. We had to compromise on that because he, of course, would move to South Dakota heartbeat where it snows a lot, and I wasn't down for that. What was our third?
Well, housing market was important.
Yeah.
Like some places are super expensive to live in, some places are not. You know, we kind of chose in between.
So figure out what your top priorities are, and we did a lot of research. I remember sitting in this bed.
I was gonna say this place now. We weren't here.
Not Santee. It was in San Clemente.
Yeah, San Clemente.
Literally, like for months, every night before we went to bed, we would look at houses and research schools for our kids, and we did a lot of research. So do research, but I'm sure you probably already have a place picked out if he's getting out in 3 months.
Yeah,
but if not,
if you're gonna buy a home, I'd use the VA loan, 0% down. It's really nice. That's what we did for this house, and that's what we will do for the future house. Like you can use it as many times as you want. It's pretty cool. So definitely do that. And you could research anything online. Like with the internet, you can do anything. You can Google Maps to where you're going. You can kind of stroll around the neighborhood if you want.
Yeah, we did that a lot too.
It's, you know, technology is great, so use it to your advantage.
Yeah. Okay, what is your least favorite quality about each other and your favorite quality about each other?
My least favorite quality about Tara is I wish she was more cuddly.
Cuddly?
She's like...
Yeah, what's your love language? Touch.
Touch. I like touch. Tara's love language is whatever...
Acts of affection.
Whatever the opposite of touches. Get the hell away from me.
Acts of affection. Or, yeah, acts of affection.
Like, I just like cuddling and hugging and snuggling, you know, and she's just like, get away from me.
Yeah.
I love her.
But we gotta meet in the middle, and we always do.
Oh, yeah, we do. Meet in the middle. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite quality about me?
Oh, I gotta do another one?
What your least favorite? You answered.
Okay.
What's your favorite
So
quality
my
about
favorite quality, I think I answer this way pretty much every time, which is her, I guess, I wouldn't say her parenting style, but I guess her motherliness towards our family. Like she is one of the best moms out there. Stuff you see on camera, and then the stuff you don't see is, you know, the stuff you don't see is like, she is so patient, and it's pretty easy for me to say that because I have zero patience. So she is super patient. She helps me parent. She is a parent, but she also helps me parent because I don't have any patience. So like she's not only a mom to her kids, but she's also a great wife and a great parent helper to me when I'm struggling trying to figure out how to parent the best. So
You just wish I was more cuddly.
she just needs to be a little more cuddly, you know?
So my favorite quality about Adam is probably his work ethic, which I think inspired me and motivated me in a lot of ways to work as hard as I do today. But ever since we were married, with all the jobs that he's had, he's always worked really hard, and he was always at the best at everything that he did, and if he wasn't, he would learn how to be. And one thing I wish he did more of was, how do I put this?
Yep, spit it out. Just say it. You're a freeloader.
And my least favorite quality about him is probably his lack of efficiency.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of my...
He's so slow at everything he does, and the worst is when all he has to worry about is himself getting out the door. I worry about myself. I worry about Chloe. I worry about Grayson, Shay, Bailey. I get them all in the car in probably 2 minutes. Where's Adam?
I'm peeing.
Always.
I gotta
I'm like,
pee
okay,
before
why
I leave.
couldn't you have peed like 10 minutes before we left? he's peeing, he's got to find a water bottle to bring in the car, he's got to find a snack, he's doing laps around the house while we're literally sitting in the car. I'm like, okay, where are you?
She just
like one of the kids is about to freak out any second. I'm like, babe.
She's always go, go, go. Like, I'll be just sitting on the couch, just like enjoying my coffee and then terribly like making laps around me. You
can't just relax and like take your time when you have 3 small kids. There's literal ticking time bomb.
Like, even if the kids are sleeping,
any second.
It'll be like midnight or
like,
something. And she'll just be like vacuuming the floor or something. Like, babe, chill out. She never chills. She's just like always going. I'm a chill dude, you know? Just super efficient though. Like, not efficient. Not efficient.
You are not efficient
I am.
He's just like, he's a turtle.
I'm accurate. I go slow so I don't have to do what I'm doing over again.
No.
Kind of like college, you know? I'm taking it nice and slow.
You can be fast and efficient at the same time like me. And I wish it was a little more spontaneous.
Yeah.
But I feel like he kind of balances me out because...
that's the thing, is like, how do I be spontaneous with a spontaneous person?
He researches too much. I'm like, just do it. Okay, we're going to move on from that question. Got a little heated there for a second.
What?
Apparently there's a lot of things we don't like about each other.
Welcome to marriage.
Okay, cons of being a YouTuber.
Ugh. There's so many negative Nancys out there.
People feeling entitled to literally every aspect of your life is probably the worst.
That's wild. I mean, you all see it. Comment section.
The comments and stuff are just,
I mean, it's just like, that's the entitlement thing though. It's like, people are just wild out there. Just crazy. But like, if you go to any Instagram, YouTube, Twitter comment section of anybody who's semi-famous, you will see it blown up with people who are just saying the craziest stuff. And this is how I like to live my life.
I think it's funny.
It's not super funny.
It makes me laugh. The entitlement is annoying. But like the mean comments like make me laugh.
But this is how I like to live my life. Let's do Adam's philosophy. Ready for this?
What?
It's crazy. It's like, it's the golden rule. Like, if you wouldn't say what you're typing with your little fingers to someone's face in person, obviously, then just don't say it. Like, that's my philosophy.
So the mean comments are the worst part for you.
No, it doesn't. It's not. It just makes me think like I'm really concerned about the future of technology in general, because
it's a little scary.
It's scary because my kids, regardless of this YouTube thing that we're doing, my kids are going to be directly involved in that. Like, regardless. Like, if you have a Facebook account with 2 friends, like, you're going to be a part of this world.
Even if you don't have social media.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people online feel entitled to say the craziest stuff behind that little filter, and it concerns me about the future of people, because it gets worse. Like, it's radicalized where people are saying worse and worse stuff, and I'm just like, man, what is this world coming to? So just be kind, please, people out there. Well, I mean, you don't have to. You can be mean if you want. I'll probably just block you, but do your best to just, if you want to say it to them in person,
just think before you speak.
Find a way to say it in a respectful way, and we'll probably be respectful back.
Yeah, I'm so, even like to mean comments, like I just...
Yeah, like she's good, like she's super good. Like they'll ask something crazy and she'll just be like, whoa. That was the typing, the little part.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
I usually give them the benefit of the doubt first. And then if they're nasty again, then I'm like, okay.
It's also like, I think it's really culturally driven too, because different cultures and like different languages, they speak differently.
Yeah, that's also a reason why I usually give everyone the benefit of the doubt first before just like immediately blocking someone. That's not usually how I approach it. I usually approach it like in a kind way, and then if they're kind back, then I know that they weren't intentionally trying to be mean.
Yeah. Because you can't see emotions through text, and that's, I think, the biggest problem. I think that's why emojis were created. Like, you could show like sarcasm and stuff, but some people just don't. They don't have the ability to show emotion through text, so it's like the context is lost sometimes. So a mean comment might not be mean. It's just like maybe. But
to answer your question, it's hard dealing with the entitlement from other people, because you don't want to let other people down, but at the same time you have to like protect your family. And then with Adam, I guess like just like the constant negativity and like mean comments like on the daily it's just annoying. Okay, moving on to the next question. Someone asked if we've ever struggled financially in our life or like as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this one time, I never told you about this, but there was this one time in 29 Palms where it was like the 3rd of the month, I think, and
It's not even that long ago. This was like...
Yeah, 2014? 15?
No, 2015. This was like 4 and a half years ago.
I married you in 15, right? No, I married you in 14.
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in 29 Palms, and I looked at my bank account, and it showed like $200. And it was the 4th of the month, so I was like, oh, cool. I already paid the mortgage or the rent. I think the rent was like $750 or something. Like,
yeah, you're living in 29 Palms.
And I remember getting like an email or something from the property manager saying, hey, we still haven't received your rent yet. And they're like, hey, we're gonna tack on this $75 late charge. And I started crying in the living room because I was so scared that we were going to be homeless or something because I completely forgot to pay the rent and we only had $200 in our account. So it was like, it was such a crazy experience to me because like for once in my life I had to provide for a family and I felt like I failed at that point.
This was very, very early on in our marriage. I was still pregnant with Bailey at the time, and I remember like really having to budget like down to the penny. Which I know is like common with a lot of families like now watching our channel. And
that's why like
we had to live off like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner like
Stater,
a lot of the time.
Like Stater Brothers.
Like
it was great. We'd go there.
99-cent bread with like sometimes we couldn't even afford jelly. And I remember like craving chocolate chip cookies with Bailey throughout my entire pregnancy, and I like would scrounge up like every cent I could find around the house to drive through and get their cookies from McDonald's. And yeah, there were some times where we couldn't even afford groceries, and I went to the Dollar General to get Bailey's. Do you remember that leopard blanket that she used to carry around all the time?
Yeah, her blanket.
That was from Dollar General.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've struggled. And I did not come from a wealthy family. My parents were not well off by any means. We struggled financially even in my family growing up. Like with my brother and my mom and dad, my parents divorced when I was 5, and I lived mostly with my mom. I went to my dad's house on the weekends, but both my parents weren't like super wealthy or even well off at all, really. Okay, our camera battery died again, so I had to go get the other one that was on the charger, but we're gonna answer a few more and then I'll close out the video.
How do you keep it spicy when you have 3 kids climbing on you all day? I have 2, and at the end of the day, I don't want to be touched.
That's me.
It's like, get away from me.
What's her name?
Leah.
I definitely relate.
Kelly Lee with 2 H's.
I feel like that's every mom. Like, if it's not, then are you human? Especially with 3 little ones. Like, at the end of the day, he doesn't get that. Like, I'm constantly being touched and clung on. It's like the last thing I want to do is, like, cuddle up and, like, have someone touch me more.
She doesn't,
sounds so bad.
She doesn't like being touched.
But how do we keep it spicy?
Well, we go on vacations. Tara gets a little spicy on vacations, if you know what I mean. She gets real spicy.
Vacations help.
Vacation Tara is good for me.
Vacation Tara is good for me.
It should be a t-shirt. Oh,
okay,
man.
well,
good times.
There we go. Answered your question there. Ran out of space, so we had to make some room.
There's a lot of questions
We're
about...
clearly not prepared for this video.
There's a lot of questions about money. I think it's because you said you were going to make a video about it.
What?
Basically, how do you decide what to spend on certain things like vacation and clothes? Do you budget for certain things? I do. Oh, lordy. All right, 2 things I don't like about Tara. She's not cuddly, and she's not super good with her money. But I love her for it, because I'm just a freeloader, you know?
I just,
Well, so we don't have, like, fixed income, right? So it fluctuates very rapidly. So I do a lot of stuff on QuickBooks to where I know how much she's making every month. So if she goes over that, I let her know, you know. she's been doing a good job lately on the Amazon stuff, you know, because we were getting
We're trying to buy a house.
Yeah, so
cut
like
back a lot on
you know,
like online purchases.
From 15 Amazon orders a day to maybe 7, you know? It's joking, but yeah.
But I work really hard to spend the way that I do.
Yeah, and like, who am I to say, like, you can't buy those shoes when you already have 70 other pairs of shoes? You know, who am I to say that?
We definitely make sure that, like, everything else is taken care of before I go crazy online.
And like, I don't know, we made huge strides. Like,
he's like very, very, very good with finances and making sure that like we are well taken care of. And if I'm spending too much, he will definitely let me know.
No, she's doing a really good job. Like the Amazon stuff.
I worked my butt off.
Amazon stuff. Like the mailman, like he knew us. Like, he's like, oh, there's Tara Henderson. There's 15 boxes.
Which it's getting up there again because of what we have going on in the next couple months.
Oh yeah, a little secret, a little surprise.
Full surprise.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think it is?
But I know how I am, and I know I like to buy certain things and live a certain way. And so if I'm not able to spend that way, then I'm going to work hard so that I can.
Yeah, and her income is really directly correlated to how much work she puts in. Like, if she posts 1 video a month, like, she's gonna make less money. If she posts 3 videos a week, she makes more money. So like, it's cool because she can work harder and see the fruits of her labor, I guess, like directly correlate to more money, which allows her to buy more shoes.
Or put our kids in private Christian schools and all the things that we're doing that we don't talk about, which definitely outweigh me buying shoes.
I don't know, but I'm just joking with you.
I know.
You do have a lot of shoes in there, though.
I know.
You should still have your closet.
Okay, are we gonna have a 4th baby?
Oh, this question. Oh, we gotta have a thumbnail and a title. Good idea.
I'm just giving the people what they want.
YouTube
a lot of
marketing.
people are asking if we're gonna have a 4th baby.
She's killing it lately. You know, she's really bumping up the old marketing.
I'm trying to avoid this question. That's what you're doing right now.
No. We are thinking about it. You know, it's one of those things that just might happen.
We're thinking about the time frame in which it's gonna happen.
You know, it's one of those things you got to figure out when it's gonna happen. Yeah, that time frame thing's a tricky thing. It's a tricky one. The time frame.
We're having a 4th baby. We're just trying to figure out when the time.
The time frame thing is kind of a big deal because that's when it happens. You know.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure on the time frame, you're not really sure on when it's gonna happen. So. Yeah, that's a big deal.
I think you said that like 5 times.
I know. 2 to 7 years. That would be a solid time frame.
We're working on it.
Look at her touching me like she's like showing off and shit, like she's changing. Are you changing?
This 4th baby talk just got me.
Oh boy.
Really excited.
Oh boy. That's the only time she's excited. Vacation, baby. Are you ovulating?
Maybe.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do you like change? Do you feel like you both change in any way?
Chloe's a full mood right now.
With your success to YouTube? I like this question because I think it talks about the authenticity of YouTubers. Do you think, or do you feel you both changed in any way with your success to YouTube?
Like personality-wise?
I guess. When it comes to the camera or whatever, I try to pretend like it's not really even there. Or I pretend like I'm talking to a friend, even though I don't really have friends. But if I had a friend, the camera was my friend. And like I talk to it like I'm talking to a friend. And I think that helps you, I don't know.
That was not what the question asked.
No, it's asking about like if you changed since starting YouTube. And I feel like people change and act differently when they're recording themselves. You know what I mean?
I guess.
And like when people watch them back, like maybe they're your friend watching them back, they're like, who's that guy? Like it doesn't even, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like that. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're talking necessarily, maybe they're talking about like fame or something. Like you're more famous now, like have you changed?
Yeah.
I just, you know, I'm a pretty simple guy. I like to live life.
Adam's very simple.
Yeah, and I feel like if it gets to your head or whatever, like people can see that, they clench onto that, and they can see it and sense it, And I think that ruins people. Like when they get famous and they don't eat their little humble pie, and they change and they start thinking that they're more and more important than any other person. And like I feel like we're like not that. We just kind of chill and do our thing. We're not super obnoxious or whatever. We're humble people, you know. We're just average, everyday people who are recording our lives so that others can enjoy it and learn from some of our successes and some of our mistakes.
Like money definitely changes people in the sense that you're able to like do more.
It's made me more comfortable as a person.
Yeah, but it hasn't changed us, like our personality. Like we're still the exact same people.
No, it just changes the decisions.
It just changes the decisions we make and what we're able to do. Like 4 years ago, we would never have been able to go to a resort, a really nice resort, for a weekend with our family.
I'm still not even like used to it. I mean, I'm just like, I'm still stuck in 2015 mentality because I'm always worried that things will change and I'm just always really cautious of the decisions we make. And Tara's just like, let's party, rev it up. And I'm like, babe, stop, slow down.
We definitely balance each other out. But
I'm learning a little bit,
I don't think we've changed personality-wise.
I think we kind of met in the middle in regards to that. Like, your spontaneousness and my cheap-assness is kind of like meeting in the middle, and we're kind of just doing our thing.
Yeah. Look at Erin.
Erin, you son of a bitch. She's something, Her face. Oh, the zoom in. Okay. I couldn't watch that anymore.
She texted me and she's like, I'm so stressed, like completely over my head stressed.
Why doesn't she ask for help? I told her I would come. I got a whole shit. We got a week left of doing nothing. Holy crap, that's a long time.
I said, I know, I can tell, I wish I could help, but like what can we do?
I don't know, go over there and put some more furniture together, I guess.
Help her unpack.
Put some furniture. I think I did an alright job.
I'll ask her if we can come over there.
Do you know your Enneagram, Tara? What's your...
My Enneagram is 3 with 2. No, wait, yeah, 3 with 2. What's yours?
Mine's a 6 and 9.
He's an Aaron.
Yeah, me and Aaron are just this. We're like this. But she's crazier than I am. She's way crazier than I am.
She's crazier.
She is.
Yeah, they're very different in a lot of ways, but very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, would you do this too? I'm like, yeah, I'd do that too. Enneagram 6, like, freaking fist bump over the text.
I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, I like pleasing you,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You do a great job.
I'll please you if you know what I mean.
Okay, but that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will link down below in the description box all the other Q&As that we've done. If I didn't answer your question, chances are it'll be in that video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye. Can you see her?
Yeah, I thought I would fit. Oh, I can't wait to hear this sick audio.